Do you know which are the 10 whitest states in the US? Today, we're diving into an intriguing topic that's sure to tickle your curiosity. We're exploring the grand old United States of America, a melting pot of diverse cultures, races, and ethnicities. Yet, within this vibrant tapestry, certain states stand out due to their predominantly white population. So we've decided to take a closer look and count down the top 10 whitest states in the nation. From the vast mountainous expanses of the West, to the rocky coasts of the East, and the fertile plains of the Midwest, we're embarking on a journey across the country. We'll delve into the demographics, providing not just names, but also interesting facts and figures about each state. So if you're ready for an enlightening trip through the land of the free and the home of the brave, stay tuned. Keep watching to find out. Starting the countdown at number 10, we have New Hampshire. Nestled in the northeastern United States, this state is known for its quaint small towns, vast wilderness, and of course its predominantly white population. According to recent demographic data, around 90% of New Hampshire's inhabitants identify as white. That's quite a hefty percentage, isn't it? But it's not all about numbers. New Hampshire is a state steeped in history and culture, with a rich tapestry that's been woven over centuries. Its residents, known as Granite Staters, are renowned for their resilience, just like the state's hardy white birch, the state tree. From the White Mountains to the historic town of Portsmouth, New Hampshire is a state that's as unique as it is white. So there you have it. New Hampshire, with its predominantly white population, makes it to our list at number 10. At number 9, we have the state of Washington. Located in the Pacific Northwest region of the United States, Washington is known for its lush evergreen forests and iconic landmarks such as Mount Rainier and the Space Needle. But what about its racial demographics? Well, it is predominantly white, with about 78% of the population identifying as such. However, this percentage is a blend of various ethnicities, including German, Irish, English, and Norwegian, reflecting the state's rich history of immigration. Interestingly, Washington is also home to a considerable number of Native Americans, who make up about 2% of the state's population. This is higher than the national average and reflects the state's historical significance to many native tribes. Washington's population is also growing rapidly, and it's one of the fastest-growing states in the country. This growth is diversifying the state's racial makeup, yet the white population remains the majority. And that's why Washington ranks 9th on our list. Oregon takes the 8th position on our list. Known for its diverse landscapes of forests, mountains, farms, and beaches, Oregon is also notable for its demographic makeup. The state is predominantly white, with a significant portion of the population identifying as such. Interestingly, Oregon's racial demographics have seen a shift over the years. The white population, although still the largest, has seen a steady decrease while other racial and ethnic groups have seen an increase. This diversification adds a fascinating dynamic to the state's demographic landscape. Oregon is more than just the home of Crater Lake, the deepest lake in the US, or the end destination of the historic Oregon Trail. It's a place where diverse cultures come together, adding richness to the state's identity. Despite these shifts, the white population remains substantial, contributing to its ranking on our list. Oregon, with its significant white population, stands at number 8. Moving on, at number 7, we have Idaho. Known for its potatoes, this mountainous state in the northwestern region of the United States is home to a predominantly white population. According to the United States Census Bureau, over 80% of Idaho's population identifies as white. That's a sizable majority, folks. But Idaho isn't just about potatoes and demographics. It's a state brimming with beauty and culture. From the mesmerizing Shoshone Falls, often referred to as the Niagara of the West, to the vibrant arts scene in the capital city of Boise, there's much more to Idaho than meets the eye. And let's not forget about the Gem State's contribution to science and technology. Did you know that television was invented by an Idahoan? Yes, Philo T. Farnsworth, a native of Beaver Canyon, Idaho, is credited with the invention of the first fully electronic television. So Idaho makes it to the 7th position on our list. At number 6, we have Wyoming. Now let's delve into the racial demographics of this fascinating state, fondly known as the Cowboy State. With its vast plains and awe-inspiring mountain ranges, Wyoming is the least populated state in the United States. But in terms of racial demographics, it's predominantly white, with approximately 90% of the population identifying as such. Even though Wyoming is sparsely populated, it's rich in culture and history. It was the first state to give women the right to vote, earning it the nickname the Equality State. Additionally, it's home to the first national park, Yellowstone, a testament to its commitment to preserving natural beauty. Interestingly, despite its small population, Wyoming has a vibrant cowboy culture that is deeply ingrained in its identity. From rodeos to cowboy music festivals, the state celebrates its heritage and style. Therefore, Wyoming secures the 6th position on our list. Halfway through our list at number 5 is Montana. Known as the Treasure State, Montana is a place where the mountains meet the prairies, creating a diverse and stunning landscape. But when it comes to diversity of population, Montana isn't quite as varied. The state is predominantly white, with over 86% of its population identifying as white alone, not Hispanic or Latino, according to the U.S. Census Bureau. But what makes Montana interesting is its rich cultural history. The state is home to several Native American tribes and has one of the largest American Indian populations in the country, contributing to a vibrant tapestry of traditions and customs. There's also a significant German ancestry group thanks to waves of German immigrants who came to Montana at the turn of the 20th century. So while Montana's racial demographics might be predominantly white, it's also a state steeped in a rich, multicultural history, and that's why Montana makes it to the middle of our list. Coming in at number 4 is North Dakota. This state, known for its vast stretches of unspoiled wilderness and rich American Indian culture, has a predominantly white population. According to the most recent data, a staggering 86% of North Dakota's residents identify as white, non-Hispanic. North Dakota isn't just about the numbers, though. There's a richness to the state that goes beyond demographics. Despite its relatively small population, North Dakota has a strong sense of community, with a tradition of neighbor helping neighbor that's rooted in its agricultural past. It's a place where small-town values are alive and well, where the pace of life is a bit slower, and where the starry night skies are nothing short of breathtaking. But let's not forget the state's remarkable history. From the time of the Dakota Sioux to the arrival of European settlers, North Dakota's story is a tapestry of cultures woven together over centuries, and that's why North Dakota is 4th on our list. At the 3rd position, we have South Dakota. Now, South Dakota is an intriguing state with a rich history and unique demographics. It's a state that boasts a vast expanse of scenic beauty from Mount Rushmore to the Badlands, and it's also one of the states with the highest percentage of white residents. The racial demographics of South Dakota are predominantly white, accounting for over 80% of the state's population. This is a significant proportion when compared to the national average. This demographic trend can be traced back to the state's historical settlement patterns, with European immigrants making South Dakota their home. But South Dakota isn't just about numbers. It's a state that's rich in culture and history, with a vibrant Native American heritage that adds depth to its predominantly white demographic. It's a state where the past and the present intertwine, creating a unique tapestry that's as diverse as its people. South Dakota, with its large white population, is 3rd on our list. Our runner-up in this list is Maine. This picturesque northeastern state, known for its rocky coastline, maritime history, and nature areas like the Granite and Spruce Islands of Acadia National Park, is also the 2nd whitest state in the United States. According to recent data, the racial demographics of Maine are predominantly white, with an overwhelming majority of the population, approximately 95%, identifying as white. This racial makeup is largely due to Maine's history and geographic location, which has resulted in a less diverse influx of immigrants compared to other states. Interestingly, Maine is the only state in the United States that only borders one other state, and it is the easternmost state in the contiguous United States. It's also worth mentioning that despite its largely homogeneous racial makeup, Maine is a state that prides itself on its welcoming and inclusive nature. And there we have it. Maine takes the 2nd position on our list. And finally, the whitest state in the US is Vermont. Known for its maple syrup and stunning fall foliage, Vermont also holds the title for the highest percentage of Caucasian residents. The Green Mountain State, as it's affectionately known, boasts a white population that makes up a staggering 94% of its total inhabitants. But Vermont isn't just about demographics. This state is also renowned for its progressive attitudes, environmental consciousness, and high quality of life. It's home to the iconic Ben & Jerry's ice cream and is the birthplace of the band Fish. Vermonters have a strong sense of community and pride in their local produce, from their world-famous cheddar cheese to the craft beers that are a hit nationwide. Moreover, Vermont is the only state in the US that has never sent a woman to Congress. A fact that's intriguing when considering the state's progressive reputation. So, From its snow-capped mountains to its quaint small towns, Vermont is as diverse in character as it is homogeneous in demographics. And there you have it. Vermont is the whitest state in the US. So, that was our countdown of the 10 whitest states in the US. We began our journey in New Hampshire and ventured westward to Washington, then down to Oregon. We then trekked across the country to Idaho and continued our journey north to Wyoming and Montana. Our trip took us to the Dakotas, both north and south, before we headed back to the east coast to Maine. And finally we ended up in Vermont, the whitest state in the US. Remember, this breakdown is based on racial demographics, but these figures don't define the cultural richness or diversity within these states. Each state, regardless of its racial makeup, is unique and offers its own array of experiences and perspectives. We hope this exploration has intrigued you and perhaps even sparked some curiosity about the demographics of your own state or others you may have connections with. Think your state should have made the list? Drop a comment below and let's get the conversation started.